Hello there and welcome to another Ninjago Legacy set review. This time, as you can see, we have got the Overlord Dragon. So you can see the front of the box there with everything that it comes with, and featured in Season 2. And then on the back of the box, we can see all the features of the set and the little snapshots from the show. So yeah, that is it for the box. Now we can get on and start by taking a look at the minifigures. And we'll start off with the Overlord here because he's the only exclusive minifigure in this set. So as you can see there, all of the torso printing and the little tail piece, it does come with this lightning bolt as energy kind of thing. And yeah, I do think this is probably the weakest Overlord minifigure that we've gotten. But yeah, obviously it's not really the main attraction to the set, it's just kind of nice to get a little minifigure if you hadn't already got one. And then there you can see the face. And one problem with this helmet is that, as you can see, it doesn't stick down because of the armour. You're going to have to lift his head up, pull his head off a bit if you want it to stay down, as you can see. So yeah, that's one little problem with the armour piece that they have used, as you can see. But yeah, there you can see the face print printed on the transparent purple head, and then there we can see the back printing with the armour piece taken off. So yeah, that is it for the Overlord. Nothing too special about him, but he is exclusive to this set, so that's pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, that is it for that. Obviously, again, problem with the helmet, but it's a minor problem. You can take the armour off if you want, or just lift his head up a bit. So, and then next up we have got Golden Lloyd here, of course. This is the same legacy version that was in the Golden Dragon, so nothing new about this guy other than he has got the regular Lloyd head this time instead of the golden one. So you can see that, and then you can see the torso and leg printing. And then he does have this armour piece with the sword in it as well, which is kind of ironic because one of the most famous quotes from this scene that this is from is that he doesn't need a sword. But yeah, there you can see his back printing. So yeah, that is it for the two minifigures of the set. Golden Lloyd, of course, an obvious inclusion, and the Overlord, not really an obvious inclusion, but it's still pretty cool to get if you haven't already got an Overlord minifigure before. So yeah, that's it for the two minifigures. Now we can get on to the main set, and that is of course the Overlord himself in his dragon form. So of course this is a very, very long overdue set. Obviously, I think it was 8 years ago now, in 2013, when we should have got this guy originally. But here he is, finally. And as you can see, he's actually a lot bigger than I was expecting. So you can see the kind of the body there and the length of this guy with the tail. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the body. It's actually quite thick, and you can see the legs as well, pretty thick as well. So you can see they can bend. They've got this knee joint here, and then also they can bend at the leg there. As you can see, that is on ratchet joints, so you can move that out and in, forwards and backwards. And you can really get this guy in quite a few poses. So you can get him kind of standing all the way up, like so. Where you are limited by the tail. This tail does move on ball joints here, but that's kind of like the limit. So if you can get him to stand with the tail down like that, you can get him really high up, like so. As you can see, so that works. And he is there, standing mightily with all of his stuff splayed out. You can see the bottom of his body. As you can see, he's got the bits of gold on, which is quite ironic because he is famously not golden. But yeah, you can see they've also got this lightning bolt, just some added details to the bottom of this guy. And yeah, you can see where the legs move, as you can see, and then more detail on them. And of course, each leg does have 3 toes, as you can see, with the purple claws on them, like so. And yeah, again, they just move, and that is as far forward as you can get them. They are limited here by this, so you can't move them any further forwards, but you can move them all the way back like so, for a nice flying position if you want to. But yeah, this guy does stand up very nicely. The feet have got a lot of space underneath them, a large surface area, so that they can stand very nicely. And then of course, as you can see, we've got the impressive wingspan there. These are on ball joints, of course, so you can flap them up and down very easily. You can move them about, use them to attack if you want to. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And you can see the wings there. You can move this one out if you want to. It's kind of like a third finger, which is very cool. It's kind of like the hands kind of morphed into the wings. As you can see, he's only got 2 actual fingers left. The other 3 have become part of the wings, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, you can move them about and bring them down if you want to, but you can't bring these in, so that is, you kind of stuck with them in that position, which is a little bit of a shame, but yeah. And then we can see we've got the neck there, and this bit is on a ball joint, as you can see, with the new head. That is of course a new head mould, and they are both the same piece, but one of them is printed. There you can see you can open the mouth really wide, like so. And he's got the pink bit in there, kind of simulating a tongue. It's got the spikes all over the bottom of this, as you can see. And yeah, that is about as wide as you can open the mouth, which is pretty cool. So you can just kind of plop Lloyd in there if you want to, and gobble him up if you want the Overlord to win, as you can see. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course you can bring this all the way forwards like so if you want to give him an underbite, and then all the way back if you want to give him an overbite. But then of course that is kind of the set position that you're supposed to go for, as you can see when it is all closed. And yeah, and this head bit is just attached with a pin, as you can see, so that just slots in, so you can't move the neck there. It's just on this ball joint here, as you can see. But yeah, you can still get a lot of articulation from that. So when this guy is kind of sat down like so, with his body, you can still get the head all the way down to the bottom like so. So it's not too much of a problem. So of course you can put Lloyd down and then grab him with the Overlord's head like so, and he can just grab him while standing up, as you can see. And of course the last thing on this is the tail. So you can see it's on this little bit where it can kind of flop about, as you can see, and the back bits are on ball joints, as you can see, little mixed joints. They've got the spikes in the back there. So you can kind of whip this tail around to knock stuff over, so that's pretty cool, and it does give the dragon some length. And of course we've got those two jumper spaces in the middle, as you can see, and that's just where you can sit the Overlord minifigure if you want to. Although it's not really kind of accurate, because the Overlord was the dragon, it wasn't his dragon, it was literally him. So yeah, if you want to have two Overlords there to attack Lloyd, I guess you could do that. But yeah, you kind of just have the dragon on its own as the Overlord. The minifigure is just kind of a bonus. And yeah, that's really all there is to this set. A very good set and very overdue. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Of course then, if you've got the Legacy Golden Dragon, you can kind of use it to fight the Overlord Dragon. As you can see, the size is definitely a good match. As you can see, fit the entire head inside the Overlord's mouth. And yeah, although this dragon is probably more to the scale of the original Golden Dragon, you can definitely still work it with the Legacy one, which is probably intended, because they're both Legacy, of course. So yeah, but of course, it doesn't matter which Golden Dragon you have, because the Overlord Dragon can fight either of them. So yeah, if you've got the new one or the old one, or both, you can use whichever one you want against this. So yeah, that is also pretty cool. So yeah, now we can, of course, finally complete the final battle from Season 2. With the Overlord Dragon, which is of course again very long overdue. So now that's all out of the way, we can get onto the ratings for the set. So overall for the ratings, personally I think the only problem with this set is that they didn't give us more minifigures, because out of the two they did give, only one of them is exclusive, and of course the power scaling here is a bit low. We've just got Lloyd facing off against the entire dragon, and of course the intent is that you have the Golden Dragon to fight against it as well. But yeah, it would have been a nice opportunity to give us maybe a new Dareth, or just some Stone Warriors, or maybe even some of the evil ninja from the episode, or Dr. Julian or someone like that, someone from that time period. But yeah, other than that, this is a great set, and I would definitely recommend you pick it up if you get the chance. And yeah, obviously it would have also been nice if they could have maybe included one of the new golden minifigure stands for the 10 years, but yeah, other than that, it's a pretty good set, and the dragon is definitely a good, solid build. So yeah, that's really all I've got to say about this, and I will see you again very soon.